For our final weekend in our Miracles series this summer, we're going to jump back one more time to the Old Testament, to a story that may be familiar to you, maybe not so much. For those who grow up in the church and in Sunday school and reading children's Bibles, it's always a fixture. It's the story of Samson. Samson was this special person that was called into an important role in the Old Testament, leading and saving God's people. But Samson, he had a problem. Although he was given superhuman strength and could do mighty things, tearing a lion apart, defeating whole armies, oftentimes he had the problem that he used this strength to serve himself and not serve others. Finding himself in the worst of situations, he was captured by his enemies, his eyes were gouged out, and he was made a public mockery and ridicule. He was paraded in front of his enemies and was laughed at and forced to dance and sing, and you can imagine where that left him. Once used mightily by God, now at the end of his rope. But that's not where the story ends. In the end of chapter 16 in the book of Judges, and this is what we're going to look at this weekend, one last time, Samson summons his strength and he calls upon God and he asks him to work through him to deal a mighty blow to his enemies. And we're told that on that day, Samson killed more of his enemies in one moment than he did the rest of his life combined. Maybe you've found yourself in a place where you feel like you're as far away from God as you've ever been. Your spiritual life is run dry, your faith is weak, and you're not sure what to do next. Samson and most of the heroes of faith can relate exactly to that moment, because here's the thing, they all were human too. Used by God in powerful ways, but still broken, sinful people. What that means is God can work in you too. He can use you to do amazing things in his kingdom, redeeming and restoring lives around you. You're not the one who needs the strength and the power to come from yourself. It comes from God. And like Samson, he'll use anyone he can get his hands on, broken as they are, messed up though they might be. And so you don't need to be afraid. Even when God seems furthest from you, what he promises is, in fact, he's very near. And his desire is to use you for his glory, to bless everyone around you, and you can count on him to do that. So how is God using you? How might he want to position you in your school, in your neighborhood, in your community, your workplace, to be his hands and his feet, his tool for redemption and restoration? We've spent a summer looking at miracles. We're wrapping up the series, but that doesn't mean God's done. How might he work miracles through you? Keep your eyes out. Be on the lookout, for he is living and active and will work through you.